We had mockingbirds at home that I imitated that actually taught me how to whistle better, and he described several types of whistles. When Johnny Comes Marching Home and House of the Rising Sun are two of his favorites. Another son said, no one whistles tunes anymore.
She's talking
People
about an
wear
endangered
earbuds,
act.
nod their heads, tap their fingers,
About fucking
grunt.
whistling.
Even I don't whistle anymore. One friend did say she whistles after hearing a song she likes. Another said she could whistle better than she could sing, but that her husband whistles randomly and it drives her crazy. Another reported her husband whistles a lot. But these whistles
This is on National
are all
Public
over
Radio,
50.
NPR
I
News.
texted my grandson, do you whistle?
I can tell this lady is
I can,
obviously...
he answered. I don't find myself doing it very often
She-
unless there's a catchy song
It's shit
on the
like
radio,
this.
or I'm in a particularly good
where
mood.
white folks
I don't hear
realize
other people whistle.
just a tiny
That's
bit
too
maybe
bad.
where
I texted back.
some of their old
Agreed, he
traditions
responded. It's
may
a sign
die.
of joy and happiness.
And they
There should
realize
be
that
more whistling in the world.
deep down inside,
That's what I think too.
maybe they did fucking Native Americans wrong, but their ancestors did us wrong. Because there's some shit that we lost. Even our ceremonies. We have to get the rights back from another tribe that had nothing to really do with us. People don't really realize that, though. Like, some of the ceremonies we practice today aren't ours, or some of the bead work that a lot of Oklahoma tribes use or East Coast tribes use aren't their beadwork. They come from Plains tribes, because a lot of Plains tribes natives, though, like, didn't lose very many wars statistically. And that was on the East Coast up like New York, Connecticut. Those were like the first states to like receive cultural assimilation. And cultural assimilation happens whenever you put kids in foster homes or group homes or boarding homes, and you realize they're not allowed to be Native American. They don't practice their ways. Not because they don't want to, it's because they can't. And you realize that white people cut their hair. That was our medicine. A lot of people always ask me, why do I make such a point nowadays? And really it's because of this, though. I know that some people are Christians. Some of my best friends are. And part of me is more sensitive to that topic because I understand what was introduced. I understand that you've made some bonds there, but deep down inside, Christianity really wasn't to make the Native American stronger. It wasn't introduced because it was such a good thing. That's what it was built for. And if you go into any community in the world, I'm talking about Africa, I'm talking about any village, any Brazilian village, Amazon, you want to go out in the middle of nowhere, there are the 3 largest buildings in the world in any community: banks, churches, and hospitals. And they are very closely related. I'm only speaking from experience. To be able to do what I've done for 30 years, taking ass whippings, nobody really in their right mind signs up to get beat up all day, every day. In fact, you live in a constant state of discomfort all the time. But it's kind of like a door that's on fire. You don't realize sometimes that the door is kind of on fire, and the imagination takes over and says, you know what, this is going to be really bad, this is going to hurt, I might even die. But really, it's really just the door area that's on fire. You don't realize on the other side of that is actually like like a paradise. It's kind of like the keys to your dreams, anywhere you want to go. So, a lot of doors, I realize that some people are just not willing to. They're not willing to have that blind faith. And I walk through a lot of those doors because a lot of people will ask me, they're like, well, whenever I put my statistics up, and I do quite a bit of thorough research. Um, but one of the things is that people ask me, they're like, well, suicide prevention and this and that. And I'm like, man, yeah, you're right. But I don't fucking see you out there trying to like volunteer. I don't see you getting involved though. And I'm not trying to be bitter about it. All I'm saying is that whenever somebody tries to kind of cock block on what I'm doing and be a spokesperson, ambassador for Native Americans, and people kind of try to throw, take a pee in my Cheerios, I'm going to fight back. That's my nature. If you want to be an ambassador for Caucasians, go fucking set up a goddamn nonprofit organization. And 71% of white women make up the pornography industry. People ask me, why do I always make a point to point that out? I was like, because deep down inside one day I want to have children. And if you really must know, there are two women I only go after, and that is Native women and Israeli women. It's because if you ever look up like anything like in the pornography industry or whatever, they're not willing to sell their ass. And I know this, me being a fighter, like that's like an old school warrior, the modern day, protector. And I have a strong spirit, and I just know that that's like playing with fire. If I'm well aware of the fact that I need someone strong in life, and that I require somebody that's going to raise a strong son for me or a strong daughter, and we're going to move as a unit, as a family unit, I can't have somebody weak. And I'm not trying to say that white people are weak. I'm just simply pointing out the fact that I don't enjoy playing with fire much anymore. I keep it down to basically fighting. A lot of people tell me that, sorry, that was a cop, but some people tell me that, you play with fire quite a bit, Bill. I'm like, not as much as I used to. It used to be really bad. I would drink, and did I do drugs? Yeah. But a good portion of people will tell me, they're like, you play with, quite a few. I was like, not really, man. Like, it used to be pretty bad, though. I've pretty much, burned the fat on. I've cooked all the fat off. A lot of things that I've done. Just because that I'm not scared of an ass whipping, or I'm not afraid to try my luck at winning, and I'm not afraid to fight in front of my friends, my best friends, my family, even my enemies. Some people that want to see me fall. And that's just people for you. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all. So anyhow, I've been suffering from a torn right bicep for a while, and I've been having some trainer issues and some different things, and it looks like I'm probably gonna have to take another trainer into a fight though. But whenever I get back to Vegas, one of the neat parts is that I'm gonna have to get with this other camp and start training, and set myself in I'm gonna have to set myself in the steam room for a while, so and we'll see where it goes. Anyway, you guys have a good day.